Alrighty. Hey everyone, it's your girl Jenny with the G, coming to you with another episode of Around Town. Today we have Dayton's finest, Dayton's own Mr. Player himself, Mr. Kenlow of Players University, and a couple other successful spin-off lines. Help us welcome him today. Hey Kenlow.
How you doing?
How you doing, cousin?
Well, listen, I'm glad to be here. Finally.
I said finally. We had a couple, false starts. We tried to do it in the club, the bad audio, all type of stuff.
We was hollering at each other.
And we had a ball in that interview too. I'm sorry we couldn't get that audio.
We're going to repeat it today.
Period. So, first let me start by saying, I was like 13 or 14 when I started wearing your brand. Long time ago, I remember these shirts with the P, my family wearing them, everybody like it. I just thought that was it then. And flash forward 25 years later, it has evolved so much in so many ways. Like, I don't know how you do it. So kudos to you for that, because you've been doing your thing and we've been watching.
Yeah.
So first off, let's start off, let everybody know where you from, where you grew up, what school you went to, stuff like that.
Well, I grew up here in Dayton, Ohio, of course. I went to Wagaman Elementary School, and later on I went to 3 high schools. I went to Belmont first, went to Dunbar next, and then I ended up graduating from Jefferson Township.
Okay.
So came out of high school here, grew up on the west side off of Rebels in MacArthur. That's my neighborhood. So we bounced in between Hilltop and at that time Ghost Town or Joy Apartments, which is now Bella Vista.
Okay.
So that's where and then the back streets, because it was Gephardt's and the park
right.
back there, Highview Hills.
I remember.
So that was where I grew up and played, and then Madden Hills, of course.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So I'm born and bred and raised here in Dayton, Ohio.
Okay. Got you. So before Players University, what were you doing?
I was in college.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was in college. This came about when really I graduated from college because I started doing T-shirts in school at Ohio University. I went to Ohio University and graduated from Ohio University.
Okay.
You got to say graduated.
Right.
Not a 10. I graduated.
Period.
But went to OU, and my dad was telling me, man, you need to start selling some shirts. So while I was in college, I created a business to go around to the student organizations, and I went to fraternity Kappa Alpha Psi.
Okay.
So I started, doing stuff for the student organizations, the fraternity, sororities, things of that nature, and it picked up. So as I graduated from school, I wanted to create something for all my partners who never went to school. Okay. You know what I'm saying? My cousin James Moore and Darren Bird and all these cats I was running with, Terrell Davis, you know what I mean, folks that I come up with, they didn't go to school. And I want to create a fictional university for them to be able to participate and endure some of the things that I had went through in school. So I created Players University, Hustler State, and Mac Daddy U. I know that's old sounding, but Mac Daddy U. It was the Notre Dame logo with the M and the D. So I wanted to create a different balance so they can, have like a fictional institution to say, they go to. You know what I
mean? Okay. So was it hard getting the brand off the ground? I know it just started with some T-shirts, but the actual brand, was it hard getting off the ground, and how was that process?
See, we talking about the 80s. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm showing my age where you just showed you put me out there when you was 13, 25 years later. You ain't even 40 yet. You know what I'm saying?
I'm 41 now.
Well, you almost grown. Yeah. But hard? No. Interesting? Yes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, anything you want to do out here, if you don't have to put no effort in, it ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? If it come easy, it go easy. You know what I mean? So hard? No. Some perseverance? Yeah. But it was it had some challenges. You know what I mean? Financially, thank God for my dad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Burt Watts is my father, and he helped me finance my movement. You know what I mean? He had the bar, PC's Lounge, and my man was my dad was a man about town.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? And he helped me finance my dream. Without him, I wouldn't have made it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because there was times I'd have an ideal. I'd go down to Atlanta with a gang of T-shirts, wouldn't sell but 10 of them. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
right,
I done
right.
borrowed $5,000 from my dad.
Right,
Oh
right.
man, I might owe him 200,000 now. You know what I mean? So yeah, it has some challenges. But you know, being from Dayton, Ohio, one, we in the middle of nowhere, and far as on the fashion scope of things, people wasn't looking at Dayton, Ohio for fashion.
Right.
But it was a lot of fashionable people who come from this town.
Right.
You know what I mean? But for what I was doing at the time, it was only a couple people. Cheryl's Creation, she did Greek stuff. The Tally, he was sewing leather on sweatshirts. Lamore, who was established, you know, but he was on a whole nother level.
Right.
He was like high fashion, you know, he was doing Ebony Fashion Fair and, you know, Runway, you know, he was creating that type of look. So I didn't really have nobody I could go to be like, hey man, what do I need to do? Or ma'am, what I need to do? Give me some pointers, let me pick your brain.
Right.
It was none of that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It was just a lot of trial and error.
Right.
So hard, no, because you know, I'm ready for it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Ready for it.
So, did you anticipate the success of Players University and your spinoff brands?
Yeah, because I come from nothing. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I grew up 16 people in one household. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So when you grow up not having nothing, you dream of, you can envision. You don't want to stay there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to stay in Revels with all my aunts and uncles and cousins,
Right.
all of us living in a house at one period of time.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wanted more, and I seen what my mom and my grandmother had went through, and I was like, nah, this ain't it. And then my cousin, the first two cousins that I seen go to college was Roy Graham. You might see my cousin Dana and Shannon. Dana, she does Scripted in Black.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's my cousin. So her dad was the first person I ever seen in our family go to college, and my other cousin, which is J.D. Grisby.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm sure you know
Yeah, I
him.
remember J.D.
Chris
Grisby.
and Britt and Nika and all my cousins. You know, so those two people, the only two people I've seen in my family go to college. And after I seen Roy there, we went up there with him to Indiana State. That was it for me. So I always wanted more because I didn't want no more hand-me-downs. I wanted a big house. I wanted everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I knew working for somebody, I wasn't going to obtain what I wanted. You know what I
Right.
mean? I had to be my own boss.
Right. Understandable. Okay. So, what brought about the pop-up shops? I've seen I've been watching it for years. It's been growing and growing. And I know personally from trying to show up an hour after starting, when they was completely sold out, I couldn't even get pictures of footage of no merchandise or nothing because it was gone.
But those were the good old days.
Yeah, they still the good days. So what brought about the pop-up shops and how did those come
Winston.
about? Okay.
Tay Winston, I had went through some adversity and dealing with some difficult times, and I was trying to get back on my feet. My mom had just passed, and Tay, I would see her, and I know her mom. You know,
Right.
her mom used
Shout
to
out
come-
to Tay.
Yeah, Tay Winston. And you know what? It's funny that I done did 1 million podcasts around the area, and they never asked me this question. So it's kind of like now I get to give her her
Right.
flowers. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
and we about that here.
And not like that I wasn't, but now I get it. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's the first time on
right,
the platform
right.
that I get to speak. So it was Tay Winston. She
Yes.
before she started doing her thing with the truck rally, she would say, "Killer, what you doing?" Be like, "Come on, meet me. We're gonna go up to Siebenthaler. We're gonna set up right there." She bring her
Okay.
truck up, her glasses and her her merch.
Right.
I sat up beside her, and I had an ideal similar to one that Tay had, but I couldn't pull the trigger. I wanted to
Right.
do like an entrepreneur shop on Salem. I went to meet, sign a lease, or
Right,
agreed
right.
to do the lease.
Right,
to build it.
right.
It wasn't gonna work. I went to all the local brands and was hollering
Mm-hmm.
at them, and then we was trying to do something else, self-made. It didn't come off. So when Tay
Right.
told me she had the idea to do that, I said, "Oh, perfect. I'm fool with you." And
Right.
then when she did that truck rally,
Yes.
she put me back on my feet. We did it at Arena. I came out of nowhere. I mean, I'm talking about we went from being on Siebenthaler, wherever we were set up at,
Right.
to the next level. You know what I mean? And then me, which Tay may not understand, but me, I'm a hustler. So when I'm seeing I'm doing the pop-ups, I created a following that I have from her patrons, my old school, you know what I mean, people
Right.
following, and then I just merged it to do it with myself. So therefore, I didn't have to really compete with the other vendors, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Because some of the vendors wasn't having the success that I was having.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, food is popular, other stuff is popular, and then in dating, it's popularity contest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I know Jenny and Jenny popping, we gonna fool with Jenny. We don't care if her food tastes good.
Right.
We love her.
Right.
You know, food be terrible. You know what I'm saying? But not talking about nobody with no food. But I'm just saying, so from that point, I realized that I needed to control more what I wanted to do.
Right.
And I just started doing the pop-ups, and then I could control the distribution of my product.
Right.
And it was nothing
it worked.
against Tay. You know what I'm saying? But now I can come once a month, and I can limit it who had it. You know, because what happens was I was doing well at the entrepreneur shop, but I gave people an excuse. Tay is open 3 days, 4 days a week at that time.
Right.
So now guess what they say? I'm going to get down there. I ain't been down there. I'm going to get down there.
Right.
So now I said, no, I'm going to stop all that. I'm coming once a month because I don't live here no more.
Exactly.
So now I come once a month. You got to food
Make it exclusive.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my other partner who was helping me, carrying me, a boy named Floss out of Springfield.
Okay.
That's my guy. He carried me before the pop-ups or anything. The product was more prevalent in Springfield, but they liked Hustler State. They didn't really have a knowledge because he younger than me. So they didn't have a knowledge of Players University. They didn't know the history. But he made them know, if you go to Springfield, they swear up and down Hustler State is his. I don't mind because that's my man. You know what I'm saying? Flossy. You know what I'm saying? Dwayne Ross. I apologize for saying your real name, Claire, but Dwayne Ross. You know what I'm saying? Out of Springfield. You know, and that's how I started doing the pop-ups, to have more control of the distribution and to give myself some longevity.
Okay. So, your spin-off brands from Players University, how did you come up with those?
Well, it gave me time in between because, you know, I'm a one-man gang.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, God and is the leader of this gang. But for the most part, it's just me, you know, my cousin Ronnie, Jano, Big Backs, Dewana, Twin, all of them, they help me. They make up this whole engine.
Right.
And but when it comes to getting the stuff created, that's what I do.
Okay.
So what happened is, I know I want to do something in May, and production may be behind. So I said, well, let me work on something else. So what I can do now, this month, I can come with all Hustler State.
Okay.
Next month, I come with all Players University.
Okay.
Then next month, I come with Ohio Girl stuff.
Okay.
Then I come with A. Kenlo stuff. I can play off the horoscopes. You know what I'm saying? I got the Virgos is dope, Gemini is, Sagittarius. That, you know, I'm bipolar. In my creativity.
Right. But
you know
all geniuses are.
Yeah, so I just always thinking of something new.
Right.
So what I do is I just take and I'll bring it out to keep something fresh, you know, and then I might not double back on something that I sold out of to another month. So to keep them active.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they're where it keeps a demand. You know, and when I first started doing these pop-ups, I upset a lot of people.
Okay. I
mean, I was unorganized, and I didn't realize the impact was going to be so forceful. Like, I didn't know it was going to be like, man, people was there and they was grabbing stuff off the table, and people in line, and I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So it took me about 2 pop-ups to get it together, and I lost a lot of people. I mean, there was a lady just posted something on Facebook. You know, she was cool. She was like, man, I'll never come back. I said, well, that's cool. That's why I got online.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. So you don't even got to come deal with the in-person experience.
Yeah, but see, people don't understand. The pop-up is a privilege for the dating to get it first.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it's cheaper. You know what I mean? Like, I got $15 shirts that I'm going to be selling tonight at Arena. I'm going to double back and do it again tonight. Whatever I got left. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, the pop-ups is a great thing, but it also, you know, it's got to have some balance.
Gotta have some
balance.
Because
there's some people who they just don't want to be around folks, especially after we didn't went through this pandemic. You got people who got anxiety of being around other people. You got people like me who didn't caught COVID twice.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's been detrimental to some of us, and you know, it's been crazy. So the pop-ups is my thing for right now, to keep doing it, to keep stuff going, and it also gives me an avenue to highlight that around the world that people see, you know, and they be like, dang, what is this guy you doing in Dayton? And they, you know, if they get behind you here, they support you here, you can make it. You know,
you already know.
It's a test ground for everyone.
Say it is, because they ain't gonna play with
and
you.
It's hard, boy, listen here. They give you the business. You know
they gonna definitely
No, that was whack. I wasn't feeling that. I'm like, hey, how you doing?
Listen, yes, it's a hard crowd for sure. So I know we had also talked about you getting into players' kids. What's going on with that?
Well, I always used to do Players Elementary, and I always used to do Play Hers, and just to have a spinoff. You know, back then, because I was bigger and I was on a national platform, I was in Foot Lockers, Foot Actions, Just for Feet, all these national sporting good chains. It was easier to do, you know what I mean? But now, it's kind of how do I want to say it? Gimmicky. It's kind of gimmicky, you know what I mean? Or trending.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like right now, it's like if I had a son, I would want him to, wear some players. Him and his dad, dress alike. So now that we got social media, you can post that and it goes viral. So now all these kids, they dress like their parents. So I said, let me bring it back.
Yep.
But back then, I just wanted to create it like a, Players Elementary for the kids.
Right.
Play Hers was for women. Just a spinoff.
Something for everybody in the family.
Something for everybody. You know what I mean?
For
so
sure.
I don't leave nobody out.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna need something because I'll be a grandmother in August 2nd.
I got something for
so
that
I need
too.
something for the baby and me to dress alike.
Listen.
Hoping for a Kilo exclusive so we can take pictures.
Listen, I got you. Say no more.
Period.
I got you.
So, being a businessman, I know that takes a lot of your time. Let's get into fatherhood. So, how is it juggling a business and being a father, especially a business as big as yours, doing so many things, having to move, travel?
Rough, because I'm a hands-on dad. You know what I mean? Though you might speak to my kid's mom and she'd say, I don't have the ability to just up and move the way you do. And I could come back to her and say, well, I didn't put you on child support either, so I got to move. You know what I mean? But it's I'm in my kid's life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't just I'm out here making money to throw at them.
Right.
Because it was time when I didn't have money. All I had was my time and my appearance. You know what I'm saying? And my conversation and prayers for their well-being.
Right.
So it's been a balance. You know what I mean? But my kids is most important. So the business sometimes comes second because, some of my buddies, they money first.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, man, listen, I can get some more money. I can't get, I don't want no more kids.
Right.
I want these. You know what I'm saying?
The ones you got.
So I want to make it work with these. I don't want to make a mistake with these and then go make some more to do right.
Right.
I don't knock nobody
seriously.
just did that, but that's how I go a lot with parenting.
Yeah.
You make a mistake, some things you didn't do right with your first child, and your second child, you get better.
Right.
First child be mad at you like, Mom, you was BSing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You let her do everything. You didn't let me do nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's a balance, and I make my kids work with me. Because I tell them, if you don't help me get this money, you're going to get the bare minimums. You ain't going to help me spend
this money. Yes. That was my next question. I did want to know. That's my next question. Do they work with you and for you and stuff?
They help me because, I'm a little slow to the social media because I'm older.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I ain't really come from this era telling all my business. They call it transparency. And people be lying. Man, you capping.
Capping
man.
For the book, as the kids say, capping.
Man, capping. That's cap. You know what I mean? So, I ain't from that area. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to show you no more, no less. I'm just going to keep it clear.
Right.
That's my motto. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be real with yourself. Because now, it's a lot of people who could, now I will say this, people's perception is on them. But I ain't out
agree.
here. You see,
agree.
You know me. I mean, sweats, baseball cap. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping. Even when I had money. You know what I'm saying? I'm just now getting some money now. But there was one time when I had real money.
Right.
I'm still the same guy. Ain't nothing changed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I make them learn the value of creating your own wealth, creating your own stability. Ain't nothing wrong with working with somebody, but make sure that whatever you do, this is beneficial to you.
Exactly.
To your happiness, to your mental.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's the whole ball game. And they got the freedom to choose. My one daughter just graduated from college. My other daughter is out moving around, getting herself together, and she got her little career started. I stand behind it. You know what I mean? But it's been a struggle for me in my business to get to a certain point where I can contribute financially. And that's a big part of fatherhood because it ain't the money on the kids, it's the money that enables them to do certain things.
Right.
If they participate in sports, traveling in school, field trips, you know what I mean? If they go to a school, they got to wear uniforms. You got to get some money.
For sure.
So
For sure.
that's me.
So do they like know how major their dad is? Is it like you're
My
just
youngest-
dad?
yeah, see,
or
my-
do they know like our friends' parents used to, like
See-
do they know?
See, we lived. My kids one is from Atlanta, both of them from Atlanta, but one that grew up in Florida.
Okay.
So my oldest, she was there in the heyday.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Where people was calling, she could call Paul Wall, Uncle Block, Uncle Loon, Uncle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She around all these people, Shakir, Smacks, all these people in the music industry, Greg Street. Like they
Okay.
know that's Ryan, that's Kenny's, that's
Right.
Lowe's daughter.
Right.
So she was super popular. And then when Kenny came is when I had transcended on a downward spiral.
Okay.
So she got Destiny's Child dad. When I was telling her no. You know what I'm saying? She got a different
like
dad.
that.
You know what I mean? But my other daughter, she was, we was busting rhymes. We was having A-Rap money. You know what I'm saying? We was doing something different. So she got to see it a different light. So Kenny which is my youngest, she's seen me go through some difficult times.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Still being a great dad.
Right.
But my oldest, man, listen, I was going to Fred Siegel for her. She was 6 or 7 years old, and she was wearing, man, please. She lived a great life.
She lived the life.
Childhood, rather. Childhood. You know what I'm saying?
So when you do get time to chill with your kids or get a moment to, just have you time with your kids, what do you like to do with your kids to chill?
See, that's funny, because they say I'm an old man, but I don't really, because I like working. You know what I mean? So some of the stuff that I would want to do, they might want to participate. Like, my youngest daughter, we might go bowling. We might, go shopping.
Right.
Now, my oldest is shopping with her. It's like, Dad, let's go here. We'll go get our nails and feet done. And I'll do the stuff she want to do until I go into one of these stores and mess up one of her coupons or something. You know what I'm saying? Dad, what did you just do? Oh, they said, do you want 20% off? I said, yeah. Oh, why did you do that? You know what I mean? So we just hang out because,
Right.
I realized from my dad being, moving around the way he did, that time you can never get back.
Right.
You know what I mean? The stories that you could tell from being with your parents, and stuff that y'all experience, that's the best thing that I done gave my kids. You know what I mean? We done done it all together. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you and your mama go here, I'll see y'all when y'all get back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The mama let me be active. I'm thankful for her. You know what I mean? Very active, and we wasn't together.
Right.
But I've been a part of both my kids' life, and that means the world to me. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to be broke doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be telling, put that down. You know what I'm saying? Within
Right.
the means of doing it. But
Right.
so just spending quality time with them. We can do whatever, But
Right.
some of the stuff I like to do, like I tell my daughter, let's ride a bike. She's an athlete. She's like, nah, Dad, I don't want to ride no. Like, man, you lazy. Come on. I'm gonna ride a little punk 8 miles.
Hey, man, that's not fun. Like,
You want to come walking with me? No,
I
Dad.
don't want to do that in their experience. I'm with her, like, 8
Well, we
miles.
could talk. You know what I'm saying? We could talk. Because it was times that I could get my dad to sit still. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I can understand that.
You know what I mean? Now, my mama, she did it all, but she worked a lot too. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I grew up kind of, male figure. Because I had a lot of different male figures in my life. That's why I'm so loyal to some of my friends. So, I come up under people, you know what I'm saying? Kids, when I was growing up at Hilltop, my cousin Tink, watching the guys in the park, all the hustlers in the park, sending me to the store. So, those guys who was kind of Kevin Armstrong, Myron Graves, you know what I'm saying? Mike Worthy, Johnny Cole. These guys was like legends to me.
Right.
Tony Green, Mark Green, you know what I'm saying? I looked up to them.
Right.
Because here, man, this is what you should do. And then when I got older, people like Oots, you know what I'm saying, put me on the wing. Mr. Hunt, my dad's friend, Tommy Stokes.
Right.
Buzz Norman, may he rest in peace. These guys would, man, the streets ain't for you. You keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm prideful in that. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
Paying my respects.
Period. I love it.
Yeah.
So, what is the legacy that you hope to leave with your kids? Like, what is the legacy and the message you hope to leave behind with them?
Don't take no for an answer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what they tell you, if it's skin color, you know what I'm saying, if it's financial, if it's social, whatever it is, it's a way around it. And put God first, you know what I mean? But you got to put some effort. You know, we can pray all day,
Right.
but we're going to need some actions with them prayers.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And for my kids, I just want them to know it can be done. Because if you see where I came from, and I want that to be inspiring to everybody in this town.
Right.
You know, I come from nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to hit you with we had the roaches and the welfare stories. You know, we
Right.
all done had that.
Right.
But when you come from a place like Dayton, Ohio, when you look at the opportunity and you look at the economic playing field, and you see it's a disadvantage.
Right.
When you can come out of here and you can make it, because it's a lot of successful people that they don't talk about.
Yep.
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying? And they
I
don't
agree.
highlight that, but that's up
agree.
to us with the homage.
You
Like them
right.
guys that I
You
mentioned,
right.
like Mike Worthy. I idolize this man. You know what I'm saying? He gave me the name Kinlo. Him and a guy named Stoney.
Okay.
This man still fool with me since my nickname was Mal Nu. My name wasn't Kinlo. They called me Kinlo the Gigolo. Stoney and him gave me the
Shut
name.
up.
Yeah, that's the name Kinlo come from. You know what I mean? And I still pay homage to them, their family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it means out here. You know what I'm saying? You got to, the younger generation want it. You know what I'm saying? It's some work ethic. And when I say what I was saying about with my kids, you got to put in work. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna give you nothing. It's all hustle, no handout.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you do got to catch a break. But if you ain't in position to catch that break because you somewhere loafing and somewhere BSing,
Right.
not doing what you're supposed to, then you miss the opportunity. But you got to be in the game to get the opportunity. So I just, the legacy I leave with him is, man, sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? And don't let nobody tell you what you can and you can't do.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Okay.
Especially in they females, they young ladies.
Oh, yeah. You're right. A little more harder.
Yeah.
So, it's that time, Mr. Player. We got to get to these dating questions because they, you got a player card out here. So, ladies, I know y'all got questions, and we just going to give him two poom, and we ain't going to do too much.
We can do it all.
Oh, look at you.
Listen here. This
Now you want to talk 7?
No, this is what I like right here.
The
You know what I'm
Mr.
saying?
Player.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Player himself, is there someone special? Are you dating? Are you single? Is it, keeping it fashion with the player, it could be a couple someone specials, but we'll let you explain it your way.
Well, no, my playerism is dead right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's all bad. I've been chasing a woman for about 4 years.
Okay, now.
Man, Stevie Wonder didn't see more action than I have. She been playing me crazy.
What?
know
Somebody playing the player?
man, players get played.
Hey, players
You know what
get
I'm saying?
played.
Yeah,
Because
you know what I'm
girls
saying?
are players too.
Man, listen here. All the time, all day, everything. Matter of fact, women is some of the most notorious players. You know what I'm
Say
saying?
that.
And I had to learn that the hard way. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. So what type of woman does Kinlo like? What type of woman inspires someone to put up player cards?
You know what? And let me say this about the player cards. Because half these cats out here ain't players no more.
Just
It's a
keep
lot of
that part
payers.
real.
It's a lot of payers.
Yeah, payers. Okay.
And then it's some players,
Right.
But I'm at an age now, man, listen, I scream this player stuff because this is what I live
Of
by.
course, it's the
You know what I'm saying?
brand.
But I'm playing to win in life now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Me playing all the women, come on, it's limitations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be out here slinging no gummy worm out here. You got to get yourself together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That was a little bit too much. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get yourself together. But far as now, as a down to earth woman.
Right.
We didn't got into a very dysfunctional landscape with men and women.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's a us against them against us.
I agree.
And it's like, I'm looking for love. If you believe in love, we got a chance. Because you're going to love me whether I'm young, I'm old, we happy, we sad. It's love. If the foundation ain't built on love, you ain't stand on nothing. I got a lot of folks that I witness and watch. Their relationship was built on money, materialistic things. The money left, the gifts stopped, the loving stopped. The sexual experiences stopped.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The person turned into who they really was. The facade stopped. And it's like, man, if you build it off love, you got a chance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you love me and I love you, it's certain things you and I ain't going to do to one another. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I agree.
And it's different levels of love too now. Because it's some people that love their woman to death. They're going to go out there and do what they do.
Yeah.
That's it ain't no excuse for none of that.
Right.
But so me, I'm looking for just, down to earth. And like I done kind of changed, you know, like the women who was attracted me to me when I had money, I never really liked them because I knew if I'd had this money, you wouldn't be, you know. When I had an Astro van, you wasn't fooling me, but when I got the Porsche, I became cute.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I've been in your family, down to earth.
Yes, I remember that.
Real folks.
Period,
You know what I'm saying?
period.
And respect to her, she married, but real folks.
Right.
But, you know, my whole thing is I like down to earth. You know what I'm saying? Light skin, brown skin, thick, chocolate, big, small. You know what I'm saying? I love women, you know?
That's real.
You know, so just to be down to earth.
That's real.
But my pimp is dead right now. It's all beautiful. Yeah.
Okay. So I know, so everybody's, you know, wondering what is next for Players University, for the other brands?
Well, what I'm looking to do now is try to scale up the business. It's a lot of young guys around here to keep inspiring me because at time I wanted to quit. You know what I'm saying? Joe from Legendary Ave, Chris Mack with the Mack brand. Now this young boy, Garfield, G-Field.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Me and him, and this is a crazy situation, but we didn't necessarily go at it. We had a conflict. And I've watched this young man mature, and he's a I don't, if I say character, that might seem negative.
Right.
But he's created someone outside of himself and reinvented himself, out here slinging clothes, doing well, popping. You know what I mean? Doing well. So guys like him, young Julian Brooks with Loner Brand, you know, young Humble Kings, Lil Keith Wynn Jr., these cats, and they local, and they inspire me. And they be like, Lord, why you give it? I say, because that's where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like these guys is off branches of me.
Right.
You know, because what I've done, they've doing better, bigger. You know what I mean? So now I'm back in the loop, learning from them. You know, I talk to Chris, I talk to Joe all the time. You know, K-Red, my man, Kenneth Red Apparel. So it's guys like that who just inspire me to just keep moving. So what I want to do now is get to some of the levels where they at. I want to get my social media platform more out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's more visibility, and then I can do some conversions. You know what I'm saying? Lakeisha Nicole, she's inspiring. She helps me with marketing. She helps me with social media. You know, she also has her own brand.
Right.
So, you know, now I just want to get to another level where I can kind of put it on cruise control. Get my website stocked regularly. You know what I'm saying? And drop bass. And Illogical, young Brendan Crump, he doing his thing too.
Right.
And my nephew Dion, Lil Dion.
Okay.
He rolling. So I just want to get it established more nationally.
Right.
And still focus on the local, but I want to introduce it back to the national scale. And then that way, it'd be a little different. You know what I mean?
Okay. And I mean, you are a bit of a role model out here. Always have been for a very long while.
Yeah, and I done made some mistakes, Jenny. I done made some mistakes.
Of course,
and I'm
life.
also proof that you can come back. And
Yes.
I don't speak on some of the mistakes I
Yes.
made, but the people who know me, they know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I've been doing bad. You know what I'm saying? I done bad where I was on Gettysburg selling purses and selling lemonade. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I ain't got no shame in that because I'm a hustler.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
True hustler.
True hustler,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So, you know, I just want to be inspiring to somebody to say, listen, man, I don't have to do that. I can do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And some of the people who come at me, when they serious about it, I don't mind helping out. Because I used to get on pod, hey, call me. Man, some of these guys call you, they be BSing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You right.
So it's like,
You right.
you on fries, and I'm over here slinging hamburgers. You know what I'm saying? But you want to come over here and sling hamburgers and get me fired, and then you go back to fries. So my whole thing is when you come, you take up my time
Right.
for me to sit up here with you, then you BS and you ain't utilizing none of the knowledge.
Right.
And I took my time where I could have missed a deal or a phone call on hold, consulting you. You know what I mean? So the guys who serious who come to me, I fool with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And some of these cats, man, put that on a shirt. No, come on. And no disrespect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At this point in the game, it's like, nah. And I want us all And Ronnie Dowds, my man up there, and Jackie J.G. Moon, them guys, they support me. Ronnie got his thing, Dream Doors, you know, and I like
J.G. Moon, shout out.
Here. Listen, I didn't want some of his rappers. They think it's real.
He on his way.
Yeah,
he on his way here.
Yes. Gotta have him. And musically, he raw too.
Yes, I'm gonna have to check him out.
I've been listening to that last album.
What?
Player vibes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get him all up in here.
He got an old soul.
I love it. So, which kind of led to my next question, because you are a bit of a role model. What is a message that you would give to young entrepreneurs that's just starting out or trying to make it, far as the road ahead, the struggle, or whatever? What message would you give a younger you starting out?
They got to get some knowledge and some history. You know what I mean? A lot of us, you know, you jump out here because you see such and such doing it. Because we come from a visual age now. We're in a visual era where you see it and you think it can happen for you like that, but you don't know about all the hard work you didn't put in. You know what I'm saying? How many times you didn't have to do 50,000 takes and people telling you, I don't want to do your show. You know what I'm saying? But they see you popping, and now they see your viewership. It's a difference. I want to do what Jenny doing. I'm going to be about, just be original.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get some knowledge of what you want to do, and if that's your passion, do it because that's your passion. Don't do it because everybody else is doing it. You know, it looked like it's money in T-shirts. It looked like some money in real estate.
Right.
It looked like some money in selling insurance. Man, do what you want to do and what's best suited for you, because you ain't going to excel. You know what I'm saying? A power forward ain't going to be a good center if he's been playing power forward all his life. He could be a good center maybe for a game, but he ain't going to be the best center after he been playing power. You know what I mean? So you got to do what's best for you. And I just advise all of you to get some knowledge and pay some respect, because it's guys out here, they doing great, but they can call me and I can tell them one thing that saved them 15 steps, because I made that mistake. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say with the knowledge, paying homage, getting, you know, showing some respect, knowing some history, and then, you know, you don't got to be up under me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or whoever else it is, but just learn about what you're doing, what you're getting yourself into. So you don't get out there and then all of a sudden you be like,
deer in headlights.
Oh man, what have I done? You know, man, you done messed up a lot of money. You done wasted a lot of time. Now you done doubted yourself, created insecurity. You in a dark space. Now you ain't no more good to yourself. But had you just, hey, can I ask you this, that? Man, listen. Just get plenty of information before whatever it is you want to do, and don't judge by somebody else's story that you witness on social media for 15 seconds or
you don't know what they went through to get there.
Don't buy into that. You know, listen, them folks selling all that information is the new con artist.
Right.
You know, because I can come to you now and sell you just enough information to make you still buying it. Now, I'm not knocking nobody that's out there doing it. I'm not. Just don't hustle me.
Just say that part.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Quit that.
Say just don't hustle you.
Yeah. No.
Okay. So, last question here. What is something that you have not done that you want to accomplish?
Get my business getting the infrastructure consistent. Like, even when I was in my heyday, right before I sold the brand of Foot Action, we never had the infrastructure with the big dogs.
Okay.
We had the mom and pop infrastructure, you know, do what it takes type infrastructure. I want to get it to, I got a staff, you know what I'm saying? I got divisions in my company where people going to handle social media, people going to handle marketing, people going to handle design. I want to get it to that level where the infrastructure is strong. It ain't flimsy. You know what I mean? Where if you take off work, we shut down. Because Jenny, she got all this, she know all the passwords. So she's sick, she ain't answering the phone. So now we can't get no computers on.
Yep,
you know what I mean?
No business like that.
You just want to have, I just want to get a strong team. That's something, I've always had decent teams, but now we want to have a strong team in particular areas. The team I had, we was all calling audibles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They was young, player Pete, Smacks, Tim. We just did whatever.
Right.
Hey man, such and such on the phone. Hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? We're playing too many roles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just really want to get to the point where I could be great at one thing instead of being good at a lot of things.
Right.
That's it.
Okay. Got that. Okay, so here, Ken Lo at the show, I always tell people the city don't too often give our flowers.
Yeah.
And like I said, we've been watching you. You've been doing this a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Your brand has made it to TV, stars, entertainers, shows, different things. And you're a success story from Ohio, whether or not you look at it like that, because you have succeeded. In wherever stage you are now, you have still succeeded. And we want to give you your kudos and your shout outs, and we appreciate you coming down and sitting down with us and telling us your story and letting the people who don't know get to know you a little bit. And so, and I also know you got the pop-up here, so go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about the pop-up here.
Yeah. Well, I had a pop-up last night. We had a little rain. It was successful.
Okay.
But I still have a few items left over. And,
Okay.
I'm going to run my full commercial.
Oh, yeah, come on.
You know
That's
what
why I
I'm
set it up like that.
Listen, that's why we family.
We'll get the camera down on that.
Yeah, well, we don't bounce it around. But what it is being this Father's Day is this weekend. I created a lot of stuff for father sons,
look.
you know what I'm saying? Father daughters. So that's like the player 1, player 2.
Yep, I'm gonna turn it up in the camera right there.
And I brought you some
Player 1, just the kid and the big papa, little papa.
And then we also
got me some stuff too now.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
For the amazing dads out here, because Mother's Day, y'all get the restaurants, y'all get everything.
We get everything.
Yeah, so now this is what amazing dad look like. I've been selling them.
Period. Let's get that.
So I'm gonna be up to Arena tonight from probably 7 to 10.
Okay, 7 to 10 tonight.
For Hookers and Bush. Yeah, they got that tonight. Young Rizzy, Tay, Bobo.
Yes.
So I brought you some stuff.
Yes, you did. Thank you. Well, thank you again for coming, Ken Lo.
I'm glad you have.
Definitely have, yes, because I've been trying to get you. We've been trying to catch up with each other in town for a little while now. You've always been family. I definitely appreciate you.
And tell everybody I say hello.
I will. I told you, Uncle Joe's Barbecue Shop.
Tell him best of luck.
Carnivore's Barbecue, opening up tomorrow, actually. So barbecue in the queue, everybody. Get hip. Joe Collins.
That's my man, too. That's my man.
So, it's been another episode of Around Town, and it's your girl, Jenny with the G. You know where I'll see you.
Young Jenny. That was